Mary Magdalene was so heartbroken that when she saw the empty tomb, her first thought was grave robbers. Just a few days ago, she had been so sure. She had been so sure that she had found the Messiah, so sure that she was doing the right thing, so surrounded by friends and love and purpose. And then it all came crashing to a halt. One moment she was at dinner and Jesus was breaking the bread and pouring the wine. And the next, they were taking him away. He was on a cross. He was dead. All her hopes and plans and most of her faith gone in an instant. The world had shown its face to Mary Magdalene, and that face was tragedy. And Mary knew this. She knew it in her bones. She knew it in the way her head ached from crying, in the way her chest had an empty cavern in it, the way all the color had seeped out of the world. And so she knew if Christ was not in that tomb, someone had taken his body. Mary, in that pre-dawn darkness, bent down so that most of her body was inside the grave. And there, in the tomb, were angels wearing all white, faces shining. Mary didn't see their faces shining. Mary couldn't see light at all. "They have taken my Lord," she said. "Do you know where his body is?" And then Mary saw Christ standing right in front of her. The scriptures say that when Christ looked into your eyes, it was like he saw your whole life and you wanted to drop everything and follow him. But Mary didn't see his eyes. Mary didn't see her life. Mary could only focus on the next breath, the next instant. "Please," she said, "if you have taken him away, just tell me so that I can claim the body." That was all she could ask for in that moment. That was as high as her hopes could go. Just give me the body so that I can bury my friend. And Christ said to her, "Mary." And Mary saw him. We have had our hearts broken this year. We have had our hopes and plans disappear. We have had our faith shaken. We have seen pandemic and unrest. We have been unable to hug our loved ones, unable to worship in the ways we know, afraid to do the most simple things. This has been the deadliest year in American history, and we've all lost someone, whether it was someone close to us or someone slightly further removed. There has been tragedy upon tragedy. And when we wake up in the morning, we are braced. We are on high alert. And here we are on Easter morning. And the scriptures proclaim that Christ rose from the tomb. Here we are peering out of the darkness of this year, and the scriptures tell us that angels with shining faces come down upon this earth. Here we are on Easter morning, and the scriptures say that the true nature of the universe, the true nature of God, the true warp and weft of creation is goodness. That no matter what, when we are in the darkness, even the darkness of the very tomb, God comes and the stone is rolled away. That even when we are lying on the dirt floor basements of our own hearts, God is not done with us yet, but beckons us back into the garden of the world, where there is new life breaking through the soil all around us. That even after a year of isolation, of death, of fear, there is life and hope and joy ahead. That there is no depth, no hell that we make or find our way into, where God does not come, open the door, and call us out. Call us by our very name. And maybe that is hard to believe right now. Maybe your glasses are fogged up from your mask, and your shoulders are bent from worrying. And when you see the empty tomb, you, like Mary, are more likely to think grave robbers than miracles. But Christ does not give up. Christ sends friends who come running and point at the good news. Christ sends growing gardens and messengers who may or may not be angels to get the message through. God sends this story down through the ages. God sends Christ's own Son to show us the way. God calls and calls and calls your name. And when you are ready to look up, you will see that unexpectedly, and against all the grief and fear and doubt in the world, Christ is risen. So let's try it out. Repeat after me. Christ is risen. Christ is risen indeed. Death is defeated. Goodness triumphs. Light shines in the darkness. Christ is risen. Now whisper your own first name. This story, this miracle, it is for you. Praise be to God. And amen.